All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second semifinals. We've got ourselves ACP version 2, or V2 as it were, versus Team XLNC. And these two teams both are some of the highest ranked teams when it comes to the overall tournament. So this is going to be a spicy game. They obviously won against their quarterfinal partners to get into this point. It's going to be a good one.
Yep. And we are now just getting into picks and bans. It's going to be the Kindred, Lucian, and Lissandra taken off the table, as well as the Silas, Fizz, and Kled for the opposing team. Kappa Face going to be locking in the Hecarim real quick. And the TP Ignite, what's showing on the summoner spells there. So that's a little bit curious, I would say.
Well, keep in mind that they are picking the champions that they want to play at the moment because we did pro draft this game as well. And so underneath, you can see down here is the pro draft. So you actually get an idea of what it was, their bans versus their picks. The Lucian, once again, being banned away in this tournament. So many ADCs banned by ACP. The Jhin, the Kai'Sa as well, second ban round, as they prioritize that Jinx as the first pick. And it's looking like J4 is becoming a premier jungler this tournament as he's continuing to show up left, right, and center. Coming out this time grabbed by Mike Ox.
Yeah, and I mean, J4 is a very good high-pressure jungler all around the map. Has those early game ganks we even saw at level 2 from 13 noobs last game. But Rayleigh going to be on his Ahri. Not going ADC this time, pulling out his signature mid laners. Of course, the Fizz has been banned away from him, as you would expect, and the Syndra banned away after Rayleigh already had locked in his mid laner. A little bit strange there, but Jhin going to be the next ban. None of the ADCs locked in.
Well, no, see, again, that's because the Syndra was the second round ban and Ahri was the first pick by ACP on the second round. So that's why you're seeing a little bit of a disruption there. Either way, they were trying to pinch Rayleigh's pool just a little bit, and you can see how many mid laners they took off the table to make sure that Rayleigh had a bit of a hard time deciding. But he wanted something to counter with the Syndra, the Fizz, the Echo, and they've also taken away the Kled away from Kappa Face. So this will be a quite interesting game for sure, as we have all the champions already locked in for their players. Let's go ahead and roll through the players and their champions. For the side of ACP version 2, we've got Kappa Face in the top lane with that Hecarim, Saver Wolf on that Sejuani in the jungle, Rayleigh with that Ahri in the mid lane, Silent Steps with the Jinx AD carry role, and last but definitely not least, Slow Gunmaker with the Morgana in the support.
And for Team XLNC, the hometown boys, you've got Experiment 626 taking Urgot in the top lane, Mike Oxmal Bros on Jarvan in the jungle, Demonius the God playing Orianna in the mid lane, Hurricanes playing that Sivir in the bottom lane ADC role, and Applause rounding it out with Galio in the bottom lane supportive role. Let's take a look at these teams real quick. We've got Jinx Morgana and Sivir Galio in the bottom lane. As well as the TP has been picked up for the Jinx over the heal from the Sivir. Of course, Morgana is running that heal as well. So there's going to be a lot more combat power on Applause and Hurricanes than there will be on Silent Steps and Slow Gunmaker. But they are kind of playing the counter-engaged lane. The spell shield from Morgana will do a lot to counteract the Galio engage. Sivir are going to be constantly pushing in her opponents over and over and over again. It's kind of just a Sivir play, but Hurricanes will have more burst damage available to him once. If a fight does break out, Boomerang Blade does
but you must witness
much damage for a skill shot that wide. It's just an obscene amount of damage. But between Demonius and Rayleigh, that will be an interesting smackdown to see. Rayleigh having a lot of his signature picks taken away from him, being put onto that Ahri there. We'll see how well he does against Orianna from Demonius. Demonius has played an exquisite games in the past. He's one of those that we see on stream a lot. So we know that he's a good champion or a good player, and we'll see how he does against the strongest and highest ranked players on the stream.
In the entire tournament, absolutely. Really quickly, yeah. I do want to say, Noxiden, thank you so much for that follow. And if you guys are watching and enjoying the stream overall, do hit that follow. We stream every Tuesday and Thursday, casting both team events on Tuesdays as well as kind of free play games on Thursdays, which anyone can join. You guys can be the next one making these big plays to get hyped up, having those highlight reels made about you, getting those clips. It's an awesome, awesome time. So if you're enjoying it, be sure and hit that follow. Otherwise, we are going to just continue right on with the analysis between these two. Now, something that I was kind of mentioning in the Twitch chat was the fact that this Hecarim in that top lane kind of came out as a counter to Aatrox last year when Aatrox was decimating the top lane during the summer split. He's going to be fairly strong, and his greatest asset is his ability to not only wave clear super quickly, but then roam as well. So he can pair up nicely when it comes to the melee of the Sejuani if she's trying to make a play in that top lane, or roam and then take those assists or kills that he gets in other lanes back to that top lane versus whoever he is against. I guess that Urgot, though, Urgot's got some pretty good wave clear with his E as well. So
wave clear and the range.
Right.
And that's the thing that I think he will be able to put out a fair amount of pressure onto the Hecarim and should be able to, if not shove him in, at least do a decent job of harassing. Of course, if Hecarim just dives in, he can deal a bunch of damage, but I don't know if that's necessarily what he's going to be wanting to do. Urgot's pretty good at close range, especially if he can get the dash off and toss you behind him. That's a lot of burst damage that comes through from his passive, the shotgun kneecaps.
Well, the nice thing about Urgot as well is if you get that ultimate on your opponent and he's low health, you can run away as fast as you want, but he's still going to be chaining you and dragging you back in for a nice little feast. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the semifinals game 2, ACP version 2 versus Team XLNC vying for the finals. Both these teams one of these teams is going to be facing off against 13 Noobs Academy after this game. Let's see who it's going to be.
It looks like we've got 5 men going top lane. A little bit of shenanigans going down for Raylan's team here, and they might be able to catch out the Urgot.
This is kind of the opposite of what happened last time. There were 4 members in this top tri-bush. They were looking for somebody to come wandering in, but this time it's going to be all 5 members. They're going to find themselves... Oh, so that Dark Binding from Morgana was taken just to see if they could grab him. However, they didn't immediately jump on it. And here's the thing. They didn't burn a ward. If they had dropped a ward first, they would have been able to immediately see Experiment 626 in that brush, and maybe Morgana lands the Dark Binding after all. However, because they face-checked it and walked in instead, Urgot not only got time to start to walk away, drop a ward, and then flash. So his flash is down, but he does live.
Yeah, it's still a flash burn, though, and with an aggressive jungler as well as an aggressive top laner. Saber Wolf can gank early. Could definitely come top lane at level 2 or level 3, and then make a good play top side, make good use of the fact that that flash is down from Experiment.
All right, so Sejuani going to be starting on the blue side for the blue side. Haha, what a play there. As we check in very quickly on what this first Drake is. They're trying to make it interesting for us. First game, we had an Infernal. Second game, an Ocean. This time, a Mountain to start things off. Going to be pretty nice when taking those plates away if your team can secure it. And with the J4, you don't even need to hop the wall. You can just walk right on in as Sejuani... Well, talk about it for a second, Sejuani, because she's in a weird place in that she's technically a tank, but she still does a surprising amount of damage. And combined with someone to get those stuns, can just be a surprise factor when it comes to dealing damage when ganking a lane.
Yeah, she brings a lot of DPS to the table, as well as... Oh, that was almost a really good prediction from Slow Gunmaker. Hurricanes almost stepped into it. But... She brings out a good amount of damage if she can land both the stun as well as the auto attack following. It does percentage, I think it's percentage max health damage, but don't quote me on that. In fact, I'm going to look it up just a quick second, and it's briefly displaced. Oh no, it's just a flat amount of damage. I thought it was a percentage health thing. Never mind, I'm wrong. But applause in here. Saber Wolf going to take away the blue buff and then flash over Mike Oxmall going super aggro here and is going to pick up the kill. Saber Wolf not going to have much of an ability.
Hold on, Hurricane's going to be in trouble. He's been hit with the Dark Binding, tries to spell shield away. In the meantime, Saber Wolf is still running around in a circle, seeing if the Sejuani can maybe ant into a turret and escape somehow that way. I don't believe she has Arctic Rush. Goes down first blood to Mike Ox, who gets his blue buff back and refreshed as well. However, Hurricanes does get out alive.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was anticipating an attempt to Arctic Assault over the wall, something like that, but Sejuani not having access to it right then, and does some really interesting pathing. Could have gone back down, try and rejoin with her team, because J4 was completely out of mana. All in all, some very interesting positioning choices there, and wind up with First Blood going over to, I believe it was Mike Oxmall on the Jarvan, and that is going to be a pretty significant advantage on a jungler that does deal a lot of early game DPS.
So
looking toward the bot side right here, the harass lead, Silent Steps does have the range advantage over Hurricanes, but they have to be careful. Mike is on this side. Flow Gunmaker, they have vision, they have their ward down, they both back off. Very smart, don't get themselves caught out. All in all, I just want to say I love the Odyssey Jinx skin. It's my favorite. It's one of my very favorite skins in the game. If I played more, I'd probably go ahead and pick it up. But it's, oh, hold on, we've got a gank in the top lane.
yeah. Saber Wolf coming around. They're looking for the stun onto the Urgot. They're gonna find it. He's stunned up for a moment. Looks like 626 will be dropped. Kappa Face picking up a kill of his own, keeping those kills even between the two teams. And a great wrap around from the Sejuani through completely visionless territory leads into a nice kill.
Yeah, and Saber Wolf, I have to give him massive props for what he just did there. He had the ability to kill the Urgot, but he intentionally stopped autoing when they got below 100 health, because at that point, he wanted to give it over to the Hacker, who's going to be doing a lot more damage, a lot more kill dependent, a lot more gold dependent to be useful in the game, whereas the Sejuani doesn't care quite so much about gold, going to get tanky, going to be useful no matter how much gold she has. Demonius and Relic duking it out in the mid lane, and Demonius really doing a pretty nice job putting Relic through his paces right here. A little bit of an advantage for Jinx, but really the farm's basically even in the bot side. And it's not going to be...
Well, the farm's basically even across the board for almost all these teams. We just saw 40 farm to 40 farm in that mid lane, and that's the amazing thing. And that which we get to watch is the fact that both these teams are so good and they're so evenly matched, but one team has to come out with that win. We're excited to see how that works. Something to keep in mind is that Team XLNC is pretty good when it comes to their late game team fighting as a whole. And current 626 is very comfortable on this Urgot in that top lane. Grinds down a little bit of damage onto Kappa Face, but he's already finished off that Ninja Tabby, so he's going to be able to keep himself armored up a bit. Sejuani coming around the corner, and again, there's no vision on this, so there's no idea that Sejuani is here. They've got the fear. They've got the stun. No, hold on. It does not go through just yet. Finally gets stunned up. However, he's been able to do a lot of damage. A nice flash delays for a long time. Mike is here, finds the knockup. The Hekrams already pick up the kill, and now Kappa Face can turn onto Mike Ox. They're looking for the stun. Won't be able to find it. J4 walks away alive as applause to the bottom lane was hit with the Dark Binding. Very, very low as Jinx, Silent Steps, gets a ton of damage, forcing applause back. However, she's not recalling. Interesting choice.
Yeah, and I do have to say that the important thing to note, there was a buff. It was technically speaking a bug fix for Hecarim in the last patch. Hecarim's Q is...
Oh, hold on. J4, I think, stole away the red buff. No, Sejuani actually got it with the smite. And now looking for the stun onto Mike Ox here as well. Demonius, the god, coming in for the defense. Gets the shield down. Saber, whoa, looking to chase. The flag and drag from J4 keeps him alive, gets him out. But Saber Wolf was able to take away that red buff. So still a tiny victory for ACP V2.
Yeah, and Silent Steps going to knock down that turret plate, get a small advantage in that bot side. And Jinx, for my money, I'd rather have Jinx than Sivir. Even though they do kind of the same thing, they do AoE auto attack. Jinx is a lot easier to get involved in a team fight with because she has much longer range. But it's an important buff to mention here. Oh, Applause and Hurricane sniffing out the fact that Saberwolf's on this side of the map, going to be dropping down a ward and going to try and push the Sejuani off of this, but having access to the site means that doesn't happen. But Kappa Face, the Q, the reason they won that fight in the top lane is because the Q stacks 10% increasing damage every time it hits. What that means, it didn't used to do that. Like, it was always supposed to, but there was just this random bug that it wasn't dealing increased damage for some reason.
A bug in Riot's coding? No. No, this game's been out for almost 10 years, over 10 years now. They know exactly what they're doing. This game is as smooth and clean and efficient. Love me, Riot. Go ahead.
It's just as smooth and clean, as efficient as the U.S. government.
Oh, wow.
Saberwolf
All right.
down here.
Yeah, it could be a 3-man as Applause is going to be slowed down, trying to get away. Is able to just sponge to safety for the moment as Rayla comes to the top lane. Finds a nice charm onto Experiment 626, and the Crab God himself going to be served up as sushi in that top lane. Silent Steps ignited in the bottom lane, dropped under 200 health. However, not dead yet. The Silver Kill finds the kill. I saw that one coming. Great positioning by Hurricane. Sneaks away a kill on Jinx.
Yep. But meanwhile, in the top lane, Kappa Face knocking down one turret, and since Urgot does not have access to the teleport right now, he's going to be proxy farming.
Yeah. Huh? Galio ult coming in to the mid lane, making sure that the Sejuani was pushed off of. Hold on, Charm coming in. Rayleigh fighting a lot of damage down onto Demonius. However, Shockwave is available for this Orianna. Keep in mind, her mana is low. She's been ignited, uses the barrier. Mega Deathmark comes by. Oh, the Shockwave is a bit too late. And Ari finds the last bit of damage necessary to shut Demonius down. That's his first death of the game. What I was trying to say earlier is that the Hecarim, was ignoring the turret, just takes a plate and then starts proxy farming because he's about 10 CS ahead, but 2 kills as well. Very happy.
Very pleased with the position he is in this game right now. Going to probably knock down this Honey Fruit and then go back top lane. And he will, of course, be building that aggressive damage with the Triforce. So, going to shove in this wave, and I don't know. He's probably going to go back pretty soon. He has a decent amount of gold in his inventory. Yeah, that's what I was... No, he's just going to continue moving forward. Interesting. Sometimes it's worth to, even though you feel like you're in a really strong position and you don't want to go back, you don't want to relieve pressure, sometimes it's worth it to go back and spend your gold just because, hold on a second, Slow Gunmaker coming in, lands the root.
Into the charm, it looks like it's going to be Demonius falling. The CC chain is so good, don't even need the Sejuani. They pick up a kill onto Demonius the God, dropping that Orianna a second time, and now they can rotate towards the Drake, at least get some positioning around it. J4 is here, so he knows that they're in this area, but Raylick is taking plates off that mid lane turret, evening it up there.
Yeah, and Saberwolf just walks into the mid lane, casually steals half the gold from that. I love it. Okay, Applause roaming up toward the mid lane. Does he have access to the ultimate? No, it's still pretty low. Hurricanes, good sidestep there, and gets the spell shield down to refresh the mana.
And now can step forward, actually, because they know there's not many spells for Silent Steps, but a great Black Shield keeps Silent Steps from getting taunted by the Galio, so the flash is down by Applause. Good attempt, but a better Black Shield by Slow Gunmaker.
Yeah, and that's what I like to see from a Morgana bot lane. I very rarely see one that is actually worth playing. That black shield right there alone was worth the pick entirely. The flash burned as well as the taunt there, and that is definitely a feels good moment.
Silent
And
steps
now
away
they know that.
J4. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they know that J4 is down here, and they're not going to get baited into anything. You were saying?
Oh, just that they dropped that ward earlier, you can see that it's getting on the lower side of expiring. And J4 was kind of dancing around, seeing if there was an opportunity to make a play. He's got that ultimate available, and they know that, well, actually, there's not much burn and spell-wise in that bottom lane. Still flashes for both the Jinx and the Morgana, so might have just been looking to burn some flashes. It's a 2,000 gold lead for ACP. XLNC's been in this position before, and they fought their way out of it. It all comes down to these neutral objectives, Rift Herald up and available, and a rotation from ACP towards the Mountain Drake.
And Saber Wolf looking like he's going to want to move on to it, and with Mike in the top lane taking red buff, that's not going to be much of a contest here. They have control
catch
for
Kappa face, Shockwave comes through, but he's gonna ult right through the barrier, keeps Simoni's life for a moment, but Ignite will tick down, and Kappa face finds one, Kappa face finds two, Raylick was just there to cheer him on, and there was chat in the Twitch chat about Kappa face carrying, he's looking pretty good, 4-0. As Urgot is desperately trying to get some farm and plates in that top lane.
Yeah, but like you were saying, Kappa face in a crazy position, gets the 2v1, and now has the money to go back.
Hold on. Okay, not much. Oh, Dark Binding Lines lands onto Applause. Silent Step's going to get a couple more rockets down. All right.
Yeah, if he had landed 2 more autos onto the Galio there, that would have put him in ult range.
Oh, Sejuani's going to go underneath the turret. She actually ults Hurricanes over the spell shield, saves it. Slowmaker going to be hit by that Urgot ultimate. Chewed down and dropped. And now they can chase down onto Silent Step. Spell shield not available for Hurricanes. Hacker coming in. Kappa face. He's going to find himself one onto Hurricanes. Gets knocked up. Doesn't care. Galio ultimate used to try to disengage. 3 members knocked out, but Applause is still taken down. Double kill for Kappa face. Drop those Kappas in the chat because this man is looking like a carry.
Yep, and this is going to be first turret falling in the bot side. That's going to be a lot of gold going on to both Silent Steps and Kappa Face, who already has an insane lead for himself. 6-0, 700 gold bounty, 117 farm to his name, and Raylick's going to come into the mid lane and try and catch out Demonius.
Oh, flash on the charms. Demonius still has Shockwave up. It actually just came up. It's going to whip completely. Demonius, what are you doing? The Orianna going to go in. The junglers are here. It's actually the support for the enemy team jungler. Demonius falls, and now Mycock's in trouble. The TP coming in from the base. Jinx here to try to pick up a kill. Instead, only gets an assist. Double for Raylick. That is the master player you do not want to give those kills over to.
Yeah, and Raylick, I have to give him props. So many players, when their CC comes up, somebody's already locked down, and they're like, okay, well, I can hit him with the CC right now. But Raylick, so patient, waits to fire out that charm until the moment that Dark Binding is going to wear off, and maximizes the CC chain while guaranteeing the kill for himself. It's just really good micro, and it often makes the difference between a kill and somebody getting away with just a blown flash.
All right, Baron secured by ACP. Yeah, Baron secured
Kappa
at the 15-minute mark. Kappa for myself. The Rift Herald secured, and that is going to allow them a bit more pressure on the map. They've only got 2 turrets, but XLNC haven't been able to get any. That mid lane turret is low. Want to check in very quickly. Without turret plates, it's sitting at about 3rd health. However, every time the Demonius tries to step up and get some damage, he's getting punished for it. So they're going to be a little tentative to do that. They're currently kind of doing a 1-3-1. Orianna in the bottom lane. Screaming 6-2-6. Solo in the top lane. Getting a little bit of damage on the Silent Step. Solo Gunmaker is here. The ultimate from Saber. They might be able to find the kill. This Super Mega Death Rocket snipes the Urgot down. And Silent Steps walks away pretty happy with that.
Yep, and that's a kill onto the Jinx, who also has 2 assists to her name and will go absolutely bonkers in the late game if you allow it. I'm really enjoying the position that Jinx is in at the moment. She's so rarely in a good spot. But right now, the buff to her W plus the buff to all of the different ADC items is really putting her in a great
Here
place.
comes Kappa Face! The spell, the ultimate used by a Hurricane. Spell shields away the Dark Binding. Does Kappa Face even care? Charm gonna land by Relic in the bottom lane, dropping Demonius about half health. The Orianna just waves clear and walks away. Looks like Kappa Face just teasing. 6-0. Trinity Force completed. BF Sword extra. He knows he's in a good position. He's taunting his food. In the meantime, very quickly, LILJJ Josh V2. Thank you so much for that follow. Yes, I pronounced your entire name because I can. Kappa Face looking for a zone turret in the top lane.
Yep, and that's going to be the turret knocked completely down. He has Trinity Force and he has a BF sword. I'm wondering what he's going to turn that BF sword into. Wait, no, it's probably Spear of Shojin.
Oh, yes. Get that ultimate extra attack speed afterwards. I'm still shocked they even allowed that item in-game because it seems a touch overtuned whenever I see it on a particular champion. Morgana stealing away a wolf, just getting that deep vision for ACP. But as we get to the 18-minute mark, things have calmed down a little bit. Haven't had a major team fight in a bit. What can XLNC do as they're down almost 8,000 gold in this game to start to claw their way back in? Because they got a ways to go with, checking it very quickly, an Infernal Drake popping up into ACP's awaiting arms.
Well, they could start winning team fights. That would help. No, all in all, they need to go wherever Kappa Face isn't, because he's so strong right now and is not going to be falling off anytime soon. So they need to see, okay, he's top lane, we're going bot lane. And they need to pressure 4 men wherever Kappa Face isn't, because if they get into a team fight with that Hecarim, they're just going to get wiped.
Dark Binding into Shockwave. However, sorry, Orianna is still alive. She tries to use Shockwave, but it's been too late. Galio ultimate used, knocking a couple people up, but the entire team is knocked down. Sivir wasn't there, and XLNC lose almost everyone in the mid lane. They're going to drop the Rift Herald as well, looking for the inhibitor. Hurricanes, what can you do by themselves? Kappa Face doesn't even need to charge in, just looking for the inhibitor turret. This might even be the end of the game. It's 16 kills to 3, a 10,000 gold lead. It's only going to go higher as Shelly doesn't even get the charge off. There's no damage done to Shelly. She gets a full health charge onto a Nexus turret. Kappa Face executes himself on the enemy fountain, just going in for that Sivir kill. Members of XLNC are spawning up. Applause is here. The Shelly will be dropped after taking out both Nexus turrets. The whiff on the Shockwave. Applause goes in, looking for the shot onto 2. Saber Wolf taking the front line. The Urgot ultimate onto Slow Gunmaker as the Morgana is trying to walk away. Silent Steps is dropping low, getting a little more damage. Will be able to finish off Morgana before going down. Current 626 still on the chase. Relic and Slow Gunmaker walking away, but that is a open Nexus with a middle inhibitor down for XLNC. Oh my gosh, you couldn't be in a worse position. Well, you could if your other inhibitors were down too, but at 20 minutes into the game, this is bad. The TP coming in from the base. It's going to be that Hecarim looking for a solo kill onto Mike Hawks Bros. Here he comes, blast gun over the wall. Tries to flag a drag, but he doesn't get the flag down. He has to flash. Kappa Face decides not to chase, and the J4 will walk away, regretting losing that spell.
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do about Kappa Face? I mean, what were the words that came out of my mouth? I was like, well, they better not get in a team fight with the Hecarim, or they're just going to get wiped. Gets in team fight with Hecarim, gets wiped. That's exactly what just happened. Don't take my Hex Blue, please.
Well, they also were fighting without the Sivir. She was clearing in that top lane, so it was a 5v4. Plus, this Morgana's Dark Bindings have been fantastic. Catches out the Orianna, shuts down Demonius before the Shockwave can even come through. Talk about perfect timing. And now they're going to turn onto the Baron. Should be able to secure Demonius over the wall. Tries to steal it away. Will burn the Shockwave. Doesn't get it. Morgana actually is able to secure it for the side of ACP. They've got all they need. They just have to choose the right time to finish this game off.
Yeah, and I think this time's about now. I just want to see Hecarim steam more down mid. Just run it at the Nexus. I mean, they could legit just walk down mid lane and win the game right now. It's 18-6. It's a 12,000 gold lead. if they want to end it, they have Baron buff. They just go down mid. They don't need to dot their I's and cross their T's. They don't need to knock down the other inhibitors. They have what they need right now. But they're still committed to the good macro, which isn't a bad thing to see. Never mind. Kappaface is like, he's bored. He wants to kill people.
He's got the GA as well, so he can dive anytime. Top lane inhibitor turret under siege. Demonius the God once again going to take another Super Mega Death Rocket, drops him to half health before being healed by the Redemption. As this Galio applause, she's just got nothing to be able to get back into this game. She throws down the ultimate, only to her own demise. They push in from ACP in the mid lane. They say we don't even need the inhibitor. They turn! They grab the Ahri as they're trying to make a stand. Kappaface ignited. GA is still up, though. This is the team going to step forward. They're going to lose the top lane inhibitor turret and inhibitor as well. Ultimate from Experiment 66 is going to miss. Kappaface says it's time to engage. He's got the GA. He's got the Fear as well. They dropped the Urgot low, but haven't killed him quite yet. Morgana Dark Findings coming through, just slowing things down. As Kappaface will chase it down. Demonius, the barrier keeps Morgana alive or the Orianna alive for a moment, but still, she's going to drop. And now the Galio falls as well. Slow Gunmaker and Kappaface are 2v5ing the enemy team base, letting those super minions pour in. Looking for the kill. Hurricane somehow survives. Kappaface will be going onto the edge of the fountain, keeping everyone locked in. Slow Gunmaker goes golden to stun up 626 with her own ultimate before being shut down herself. Super minions are still pouring into the base. The Jinx is here as well. Kappaface still has the GA. He's just running circles around this team. No mana though, so he finally gets the GA shut down. Super Mega Death Rocket. Silent Steps one rockets the Sivir, and now can turn on to Mike Oxbro. The Galio is here. Demonius is just watching the base fall apart. The memes and the dreams are broken. The base is gone. ACP V2 will move on to the finals, and we've got ourselves a Kappaface against a Kappa Kai in the finals.
Wow. 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 That was brutal. It was just like, please, just let it end. Anyway, so let's take a look at MVPs and honorable mentions real quick. Hold on. A second. Yeah, so obviously, I'm going to have to give the MVP over to Kappaface on his team. 11-1 and crushing everyone's soul all across the game. Mike Oxmall is going to get the MVP for his side, though. Doing a pretty good job to carry his team, getting first blood, as well as his pressure. While he didn't get a ton of kills, he showed up in a lot of lanes. He blew flashes, as well as caused people to back off a lot, but wasn't terribly enabled by the rest of the team. I was waiting to see him come mid and cataclysm into the ultimate from Demonius, but that never actually happened. Meanwhile, Kappaface in the top lane getting huge advantages for himself, and I just have this premonition, Jake. I feel like Hecarim is going to get banned in the final. What do you think?
I find it likely. I'm just excited we got double Kappas facing off in the finals. You're talking about the MVP for Kappaface, but Kappa Kai got the MVP for Game 1 and Game 2 on the stream. This is going to be a game of legends. I am so incredibly excited. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to set those games up. Don't go anywhere while you take this short break. Enjoy all of the freeze frame Wraith photos that Experiment 626 is able to collect. We'll be right back.